Hi, today we talk about stress, sleep, and TCM. You say yes, but your body says no. Do you know that moment when someone asks you for something and before you have even checked in with yourself, you already hear yourself saying, yes, of course. And maybe from the outside, everything looks fine. You smile, you answer politely, you say, no problem. But inside of your body, something feels different. Your shoulders tighten, your breath becomes a little more shallow, your belly feels heavy, or later that evening, when everything is finally quiet, you notice that you cannot really rest. Maybe you know this from your own day. You agree to one more task, one more call, one more favor, one more responsibility. And your mind says, it is not a big deal. But your body says very quietly, this is too much. Today, I want to talk about this gentle but very important topic. What happens when you say yes with your mouth, but your body says no inside? I want to look at it through the bridge of stress, sleep, and TCM in a very simple and everyday way. This is not about becoming harsh. It is not about pushing people away. It is not about blaming yourself for all the times you have said yes too quickly. This is about listening more kindly because your body is not disturbing you. Your body is reminding you. In traditional Chinese medicine, the body is not seen as separate from your emotions, your rhythm, your rest, your daily responsibilities, or your inner balance. TCM looks at patterns. It asks, how are you living? Where is your energy going? Where are you holding tension? Where is there too much pressure and not enough space to recover? You do not need to know complicated terms to understand this. Think about a normal day. If you keep giving energy outward, but you never pause to receive, breathe, digest, rest, or feel what is true or on you, the body often starts to speak in small signs, not as a punishment, but as a communication. For one person, the sign may be tightness in the jaw. For another person, it may be a heavy feeling in the chest. Someone else may notice stomach tension, tired eyes, a nervous feeling in the evening, difficulty falling asleep. Very often, the body speaks before the mind has found words. And this is especially important when it comes to boundaries, because many people think a boundary begins with a sentence like, no, I cannot do that. But very often, a boundary begins much earlier. It begins as a body sensation. It may begin as a small contraction in the belly. It may begin as a breath that suddenly feels blocked. It may begin as a feeling of inner pressure when your calendar is already full, but someone asks for more. It may begin as that tiny moment where your body becomes still, but your mouth says yes anyway. Please ask yourself kindly, not strictly, how often do I override this moment? Many people override it because they're kind, because they want to be helpful, because they do not want to disappoint anyone, because they learned that being easy, available, and reliable keeps things peaceful. And there is nothing wrong about being kind, but kindness without inner listening, can become exhausting. Your body may then carry the cost of all the yeses that did not include you. This can affect your stress level during the day, but it can also affect your sleep at night. Maybe you lie down and feel tired, but not truly calm. Maybe your mind reviews conversations. Maybe you think, why did I agree to that? Or maybe you cannot explain it, but your body simply feels activated, restless, or heavy. From a TCM inspired perspective, we could say your rhythm has lost some softness. Your energy has been moving outward for too long. Your inner balance needs a moment of return. So today, I want to give you a very simple practice. It is not a cure, it is not a medical technique, it is just a small body awareness pause that you can use before answering, before agreeing on, or even later in the evening when you realize that something felt like too much. I call it the hand, heart, belly pause. Place one hand gently on your heart. Place the other hand gently on your belly. And if you are in public, you can also do this very subtly by placing one hand on your upper chest or simply resting both hands in your lap. The point is not to make it visible. The point is to come back to yourself. Now, take one slow breath in and let it exhale a little longer than the inhale. Not forced, just softer. Again, breathe in gently and breathe out a little longer. Then ask yourself two simple questions. What does my body say yes to right now? And what does my body quietly say no to right now? Do not search for a perfect answer. Just notice. Maybe your body says yes to rest. Maybe it says yes to a slower evening. Maybe it says yes to honesty. Maybe it says yes to helping, but not today. Maybe it says no rushing. Maybe it says no to another obligation. Maybe it says no to answering immediately. This pause is powerful because it creates a small space between requests of reaction. And for many people, that space is the beginning of a healthier rhythm. You do not always have to answer immediately. One of the simplest everyday boundary sentences is, let me check my schedule and get back to you. Or, I need a moment to think about it. Or, I would like to help, but I need to see what is realistic for me. These sentences are not dramatic. They are not aggressive. They simply protect the moment where your body gets to be included. And maybe this is a new thought. A boundary does not have to be loud to be real. Sometimes a boundary is just a respectful pause. Let me give you a concrete example. Imagine someone asks you after work, can you quickly do this for me? You automatically answer maybe, yes, sure. But your body is already tired. Your shoulders are heavy. Your mind is full. Your evening needs to be quiet because your sleep has not been good for lately. In that moment, instead of saying yes immediately, you pause. You breathe once. You feel your feet. You ask inside, is this really possible for me today? And then maybe you say, I cannot do it today, but I can look at it tomorrow. That is not selfish. This is honest, and honesty is often much more sustainable than automatic overgiving. Another example, a friend sends a message and wants emotional support. You care about them, you really do, but your own system is already full. The old pattern may be to drop everything and answer immediately. The new, gentler pattern, maybe, is to write, I care about you, I cannot answer properly right now, but I will come back to you later. This is still warm, it is still loving, but it includes you. In TCM, balance is not a rigid idea, it is a living relationship between activity and rest, giving and receiving, doing and digesting, speaking and listening, being available for others and staying connected to yourself. If you always move in one direction, outward, 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 at some point the body will ask for the opposite movement. It will ask you to come inward, to soften, to stop, to breathe, to return. So this week, I invite you to notice one very specific moment, the moment before your yes. Not every yes is wrong. Many yeses are beautiful. A yes can be generous, loving, creative, and alive. But a true yes feels different from an automatic yes. A true yes has a breath inside in it. An automatic yes often has pressure inside it. Please try this today or tomorrow. Before you saying yes to one request, pause for 10 seconds. Feel your heart. Feel your belly. Breathe out slowly. Ask, is this a true yes, or is my body quietly saying no? You do not need to change your whole life in one day. You do not need to explain yourself perfectly. Stay with the pause. One honest breath. One moment where your body is allowed to be part of the conversation. Because your body is not against you. Your body is speaking with you. And if you want support on this path, with more calm, better sleep, body awareness, and holistic TCM guidance, you can find it in my course, Back into Your Own Power, or in our one-to-one sessions. No pressure, no promise, just an invitation to come back to yourself step by step. If this video spoke to you, you are welcome to subscribe. Save it for later and share it with someone you often say yes when their whole body is tired. And I would love to ask you one gentle yes or no question for the comments. Do you sometimes say yes before you have checked in with your body? Yes or no?